it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel. Or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 5 things you don't want to have in the background of your YouTube videos while filming. So these are things that I find super distracting that you should never have in the background of your YouTube videos, whether they're private or just people will pay more attention to those things than actually your audience will pay more attention to those things than you that are on in the background. So these are things that I personally don't think that should be on in the background, and because they're just super distracting and it'll take your audience attention away from you. And I want to just say quickly, if you guys have, I know some people will have like TVs on and music's playing in the background of their YouTube videos and they don't find it distracting. That's totally okay. I know there's some people will do it and it doesn't bother them, and that's totally okay. I'm not saying you are not allowed to have these things on the background, but these are things that I don't think should be on in the background because people are going to because it's very distracting and sometimes it'll be hard to hear. So I'm going to get started. So number 1 on my list should have to be the TV on. I know there's some people that will have the TV on in their backgrounds and it is very distracting. Trust me, I get distracted by TVs a lot. And it happens, and I'll just end up watching the TV and I'll forget what I'm doing. And it's very distracting for people, your audience, if there's a TV on in your background, because your audience will end up paying more attention to the TV than you. And then when the TV is too loud, it's hard for them to hear you. And it's just, if there's so much noise going on, it just gets very, very distracting. So if you're TV filming in the living room and your TV's on, always just turn it off before you start filming, because then people can pay attention to you. Number 2 on my list should have to be really loud music. Now, I know a lot of people like to have music playing in the background because it makes their videos extra fun, but if the music is way too loud, it's hard for people to hear you. I remember one time I was watching a loom knitting tutorial on how to do loom knitting with the scarf. Loom knitting is like knitting, but except it's like a little tray thing, and then you put yarn and then you just knit with it, and you're using a hook instead of a knitting needles. So that's what loom knitting is, for those who don't know. I'm sure you guys all probably have seen it on YouTube. Anyway, so I remember I was watching that and I couldn't focus or hear her because her music was a little too loud. So if you have really loud music, it's very distracting for people, your audience who are watching your videos, because then people can't like focus on you and they can't hear anything you're saying. So if you ever have music playing in the background, always just make sure you turn it down before you start filming, because then it's easy for people to hear you. And also sometimes it'll pretty much prevent copyright notice, because you don't really want to have music playing in the background all the time, because there are companies that will claim your video as a copyright notice. Number 3 on my list would have to be someone talking on the phone. Now, I usually, if anyone in my house is talking on the phone downstairs, I'll literally film just in my room, because I know that I find that super distracting, that I don't want people's personal conversations on my YouTube videos and stuff, because I find that people will be so distracted by the people talking on the phone in the background. So it makes it super duper hard for people to focus on you when somebody is having a conversation on the phone in the background. And it's just very distracting, because then you can't talk when someone's talking on the phone. It makes it super hard to film YouTube videos and stuff, because people will be so into the person talking on the phone and stuff. It makes it hard for people to like actually watch your videos. Number 4 on my list would have to be people having a conversation. So you don't want to have people's personal conversations in the background, because those are very distracting too, because it's hard for your audience to hear over talking, and it just makes it hard for them to hear what you're saying. I remember one time I had a movie review on Toy Story. If you guys remember, if you guys have been a long time subscriber, you may remember that video. I don't have it up anymore because I deleted it, and it was me doing a movie review on Toy Story, but I accidentally filmed it downstairs when there was people, and I accidentally caught a conversation in the background, so I had to delete that video because I noticed that the conversation was so loud that it was very hard for people to hear me talking over the conversation, and I found the conversation very distracted, so I deleted that video, and I remade it later in my bedroom, so the room, and it was so much easier to film a YouTube video. So if there is a conversation going on in your house downstairs, move to a different room where it's more quiet, because then it's easy for you to film and it's easy for your audience to hear. And plus, you don't want to have people's personal conversations on YouTube, because those things are personal. Number 5 on my list would have to be your dogs playing in the background. So this is also something that's super distracting, because it'll take your attention away from your audience. So anytime you catch your dogs like playing around or roughhousing, you should probably pause your video beforehand, because you'll be so busy breaking up the games with the dogs that you won't focus on your audience. So a good tip is just pause the video if your dogs are roughhousing. So you never want your dogs playing or barking in the background, because sometimes your dogs can bark so loud that it causes so much background noise, and it takes your audience attention away from you. So never have your dogs playing or barking in the background, because it is very distracting and it's very hard, because sometimes the barking will be so loud that nobody can hear you. Okay, so those are the top 5 things you do not want to have in the background of your YouTube videos while filming. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was very helpful for you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!